acknowledging that the only thing important is our relationship with Christ. Everything we do and say is a reflection of that relationship. We're gathering, by Matthew 12:30, we're gathering again and we're scattering abroad. So I trust that we acknowledge this in our lives, the only thing important. As we come together, I trust we are to encourage one another, that we come wanting to be an encouragement. And we want to be encouraged because, kind of as we're going to look at this evening for a very short message, is of joy. Just as we're encouraged if we want to be, we'll be happy if we want to be. We have all kinds of things going on in life. Each and every one of us do. Our lives vary. There's many things going on. Any given day, any given time, there is something you need to be worried about. Right? There's something that could go wrong. Something could drastically happen. You know, there's so much. At any given point, you need to be scared. You need to be afraid. And if you want to be, there's plenty of things that you can do that over. But if you want to be happy and joyous and blessed and uplifting, and if you want to be just carefree in the Lord, there's plenty to be carefree about. There's plenty of things to be happy about. So you get what you want, I say often to us, because it's a reality that I have to live with. And it's a hard question, a hard statement. I tell myself many times because I find myself worried, and I'm worried about things, and I find myself mad, find myself upset. As I go through this, I tell myself, and I do talk to myself sometimes, it's okay. And I even ask myself every once in a while. But it's, why did I choose? So I tell myself things, I ask questions. Why am I choosing to be angry today? Why am I choosing to be worried and mad today? Because there's plenty of other things to be happy about. There's just on and on. And it comes in to be a choice that we want. In Psalms chapter 4, I know we all like Psalms. We go to it and read it, look at it. In Psalms 4, there speaks of a joy. And here in chapter 4, the book of Psalm, verse 1, hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. O you sons of men, how long will you turn my glory to shame? How long will you love vanity and seek after leasing? Salah. But now that the Lord hath set apart him that is godly for himself, the Lord will fear when I call unto him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon bed and be still. Offer the sacrifice of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, who will show us any good? Lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Think of what we just read. Verse 6 once again. There be many that say, who will show us any good? There be many today that say there's nothing to be happy about. This is the light is just going to pot. Society is terrible. The country's falling apart. The economy's going to blow up. And again, if you listen to the mainstream, if you listen to every person any given day, what in the world are you smiling about? Life's falling apart. What is there to be good? There be many that will say, who will show us any good? There's nothing good. Show me something to be happy about today. So the answer to that question mark in verse 6, the answer to that is, Lord, lift thou up thy countenance like the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart more than in the time that their corn and their wine increased. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. Think about 7 slowly. Thou hast put gladness in my heart more than in the time that their corn and their wine increased. Think about their corn and their wine. About what it's really saying there. And the whole debate that speaks of, the alcohol's in the Bible. Show me the Bible where you can't drink. It's an easy Bible study, an easy topic that people like throwing up. Well, Jesus made wine, and they drank wine. They have all these things, you can drink, there's nothing wrong. You enter into all these question debates. Yeah, well, here's one I want you to remember. You can scripturally show them you don't have to be drunk to have a good time. You don't have to drink to be happy. Scripturally speaking, it's God is the one that puts gladness in my heart more than the gladness they get from their bottles. So there actually is a verse that you can say, look, there's a verse right here that says you don't have to do it. Okay, if you enjoy that, great. I can show you a verse from the Bible. I have more gladness that God gives me than you can find in any other fashion. Whether it's in the bottom of the bottom, whether it's in the bottom of the back of your checkbook, whether it's in your garage, whether it's in wherever you think you find your joy at, there is more gladness in God than you're going to find in any other place. Amen? Amen. So what do you want to be mad about? What do you want to be stressed about? There's lots going on. My life alone, there's all kinds of things I can be discouraged and depressed about. I know most of your lives, I know other lives, I know situations going on. Yes, if you want to be discouraged, you want to be negative, you want to be worried, you want to be stressed, you can be. There's plenty of things to be upset about. God's not going to move them out of your way, but He can make you still smile through them. He can give a gladness in your heart that cannot be replaced by anything else. So the question comes down to being, as I often ask as questions, do you want to be happy? Do you want to be joyous? Go with me to Philippians 4. Philippians chapter 4, just one simple, short verse. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say rejoice, let your moderation be known unto all the men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. The peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are a good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which you have both learned and received and heard and seen in me do, and the God of peace shall be with you. So back to verse 4 is written down through there. Rejoice in the Lord all the way. And again I say rejoice when things go your way. That's easy. You know, love those that love you, that's easy. Love those that hate you, that takes God. Rejoice when things go against you. It's easy if you allow God to do it for you. You can rejoice in the Lord all the way. It is possible. Do you want to be joyous? Do you want to have a light heart? Do you want to let go of the cares of this world? The song we sing, take my yoke upon you and learn of me. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. So again, we can if we want it. Once again, the question, do you want to be joyous? Do you want to be uplifted? Do you want to put aside the cares of the world and focus on God as He's your only thing? It comes down to being your choice. Romans chapter 4. The only thing important is our relationship with Christ, and as we focus on that, if your relationship with Christ is where it should be, there's nothing to be sad about. Do I suffer with sadness? Yes. Do I suffer with worry and stress and anxiety and panics and all kinds of other things? Yes. Should I? No. What I do is my choice. I blind myself sometimes and think the circumstances are just so, well, if only I would trust in God, I could be joyous. If only I believed, if only I wanted it bad enough. The whole thing, you can be whatever you want when it comes to being an astronaut or being a president or being an actor or being a baseball player or being a, occupationally speaking, let's just be honest, you can't be what you want to be. But when it comes to being joy, you can be as happy as you want to be, amen? If you're going up. You can be. In Romans chapter 4. Notice we're reading a bunch of 4s tonight, aren't we? And in Romans chapter 4, verse 1. What shall we say then? That Abraham our father, as pertaining to the flesh, hath found, for if Abraham were justified by works, he hath whereof to glory, but not before God. For what saith the Scriptures? Abraham believed God, and it was counted unto him for righteousness. Now to him that worketh is the reward not reckoned of grace, but of debt. But to him that worketh not, but believeth on him that justifieth them, godly his faith is counted for righteousness. Even as David also describeth the blessedness of the man, unto whom God imputeth righteousness without works, saying, Blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven, whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord will not impute sin. Cometh the blessedness, then upon the circumcision only, or upon the uncircumcised also? For we say that there is faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness. How was it then reckoned when he was in circumcision, or in uncircumcision, not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision, excuse me there. And he keeps reading. Verse 7 is where I wanted us to focus. Saying, blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven, whose sins are covered no more. If you got that under control, what in the world is there not to be unhappy about? Again, if that's what it is, there's nothing. It's like winning the $500 billion lottery, and then the cashier would give you a $5 bill for the taco you just ate. Okay, I got it. No big deal. If you've been forgiven of your sins, what in the world's going to bring you down? What's going to discourage you? It's God, and your relationship with God is the only thing that matters. And once you believe that, that's the only thing that will affect your joy level. Only thing that will affect your emotion. And we get caught up in emotions we want to do going around. Do you really want to be happy? That's the question. Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be joyous? One more passage. 3 John. And I know we're doing a lot of 4s tonight. And there's not a 3 John chapter 4, is there? But there is a 3 John 4. So we will read that. Psalms chapter 4, Philippians chapter 4, Romans chapter 4. Now 3 John chapter/verse 4. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth. There's the joy if you really want to be joyous. You want to be happy? You want to be joyous? There it is. I thought my day was going well. I had a speaking engagement today. Had to give a lecture about our agency. And they said they were worried I wouldn't speak long enough. No problems. I ran into it. They start saying, so what's that mean? I was like, oh, you can slow down. So I had a good time. And last morning I wasn't crawling through attics. I wasn't crawling through mud. It was just I got to talk. Right? And they had to listen, kind of like this, but different. They had a quiet, captive audience. So I had a good day. Then I got done with that. I got a phone call, one of the houses we was doing, that it got passed and everything was going good. My day was a sequence of joy today. My day was, I had a sequence of good phone calls, a sequence of things happening well, and I thought I was having a good day, and then Brother Mike called me. And Mike showed me that I wasn't having a good day yet. Mike, how do you want to address it?
Well, I had the girls with me this week, and Emma woke me up in the middle of the night last night and told me that she accepted the Lord, she wanted to be baptized in the church.
So now who's happy? My day wasn't going good, was it? All of a sudden it did. Well, really, where joy really is spiritually, isn't it? Hearing that another comes to know the Lord and Him is one of ours. So we don't limit the invitation. I just want to go ahead and give her a hug. So you want to call the service and go ahead and do your hand. And Mike and your whole family, instead of doing a song, we do a tell. I want Mike and Melissa there with their daughter. I like it that way. So if you guys want to come forward, so you can go ahead and acknowledge her. There's no need for her to come pray with me. If she prayed with her daddy, that's just as good, isn't it? So there's no need to go through a formality, tradition to come up. She prayed with her daddy. That did it. So let's accept her in. Do we want to just do it, or you want to sing a song with acapella while we do it? Sing a song? What are we going to sing, kid? I know I threw everybody a curve, and I got through no verse I was going to read, but I couldn't put one. That's where I was building towards, and this is what joy is. So if I keep building, let's go ahead and do it.
We're all 4 in the red.
It's so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take Him at His word. 'neath the healing, cleansing flood. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I prove Him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust Him more. Yes, 'tis sweet to trust in Jesus, just from sin and self to cease, just from Jesus simply taking life and rest and joy and peace. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I prove Him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust Him more. I'm so glad I learned to trust Him. Precious Jesus, Savior, friend, and I know that Thou art with me, will be with me to the end. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I prove Him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust Him more.
Need that hug in there. Amen. It's just, we need to be acknowledged. We get so caught up in this world, we get so worried, stressed, and we lose our joy because we forget where it is.
We were planning on going to Micah's baptism on Sunday, and Emma's going to be baptized here Sunday. I was thinking after church service, before we, or after we eat whatever, so Mom and Dad could be here and Gary would be here. But Sunday sometime.
Yeah, we are breaking a lot of tradition, quote unquote, right now, and that's okay. Tradition, by definition,
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
by definition, tradition is treason. And so we aren't being traditional, but we are being faithful to the scriptures. So as we acknowledge this, their acceptance of the Lord, I do present to you Emma as a candidate for baptism of the body now.
She's already accepted. Motion to accept her for baptism.
We have a motion to accept Emma as a candidate for baptism. And a second, all in favor. If you already hugged her, but show of signs. All right, they can just keep into the authority is in the body. And that's where it has to come from. There was no question in it, was there? There was, but we do have to acknowledge the authority for it to be right. It's one thing that we are slowly being a rare few of those that believe in the authority of the church. I know we do. Sunday, then, after dinner or before dinner? Or late as it comes Sunday.
We need to figure out when Ron and Eva can be here.
At least at one point by Sunday.
I'm sure, I told them I'd get back in on time, but they can leave, I mean, they leave church early for other things.
After will be.
They'll be there.
Out of respect for their
Either way, it'll be
service,
fine.
we don't want to take them away from their service, so that's fine. So, as it happens Sunday, it will happen. Amen. Everybody on the Lord side. Amen. See, we had a great day now. And I was blessed to be baptized on a day. There was two of us, those that remember. Shannon and I were baptized on the same day. So I know the Lord's always leading and moving, and just because Sam is being baptized, we can do it twice. Follow the conviction of the Spirit. Anything else anyone may have? If not, then the prayer request be heard, love for brother, and upon our hearts, and the joy that the Holy Lord can give us. For the mics and assistant privileges.